everyone. Welcome to Shades Tube. And today is Friday, December the 16th, 2022. All right. Today's topic of discussion will be mental illness, the signs, the dangers, and how to cope with people who suffers from mental illness, as well as coping with it ourselves. Okay. Now, I may have to do part two of this because, as always, I'm trying to squeeze this into my schedule, and clearly I have to get ready to go. Plus, I have to do my son's schoolwork real quick. This will probably be part one, and we might do part two sometime this weekend, maybe. Okay. Let me just write this real quick. Wait a minute, y'all. Give people some time to come in here. Let me do this real quick. Take that off. Okay, let me put this up here, y'all, real quick. So let me just say, guys, welcome to Shades Tube. I think I already said that. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Also, hit your notification bell so you can be notified when my videos come up, any type of videos that I do. I will be having a video come up tomorrow where I am showing some decor that I did in my place for Christmas season. Okay. And check out my other videos. Check out all my other lives too, guys. Okay. Because I can only do these lives if people watch them. I'm trying this out for a couple months to see how this goes. If it goes good, I'll continue on with my lives. If I don't think it's going successfully, of course, I'll just probably stick to doing one live per week or something and do what I normally do, which I haven't never stopped doing that anyway. I still do that. Okay. But anyway, I'm just waiting on to see if anybody will come in. I forgot to do my chat because I rushed in here to do this because you got some people that really does exactly what you do on YouTube. I mean, they just go around YouTube, watch what you do, and then they do the same topic. So I just wanted to go ahead and do mine. And I'm glad that I posted about this topic a couple of days ago because, people try to pretend like they came up with it first and things like that. You know how they play these games here on YouTube. I hope you guys watched that video that I did yesterday because it was a very good topic. I actually always go back and watch my videos, y'all, to see how did I do because, I always think that I do bad, but I actually do all right. So that's why I like to go back and watch. Let me put this up there. Watch my videos. I may even change this color. Let me see. I want to change this color. No, let me go here and do the chat thing. I always forget what to do when I get on here. I know a lot of people are at work. Let me just put this on. So clearly they can watch this later on when it replays. I'll just write this just in case somebody come in my chat. Yeah. This is what you call rushing to do stuff. Just keep it when I'm misspelling things. My butt cannot type at all. Because I be trying to type. I cannot type fast, but I try to type it. Be making these mistakes, y'all. Okay. So yesterday, remember what I was talking about. Hopefully you guys watched that video, like I said before, and took in some information because I actually was saying some good things. I think there was only one blooper that I made when I called the paper that you get when you file a divorce or either a separation. I actually think I did that the day before yesterday, the other day when I did my live, and I called it a degree. I meant to say a decree. I think that's the correct way you pronounce that. Just, I like to correct stuff when I see myself doing it, okay, online. But anyway, today's topic, you guys, will be addressing mental illnesses and the signs and danger of it and how to cope with it. Because I'm going to tell you something. Every time I see, not every time, but a lot of the times when I see someone, when I read information on a person who committed a crime, a lot of these people will say that they hear voices. Okay. They heard voices telling them to do certain things. Okay. Or either they know that they suffer from different types of mental illnesses. Okay. I have even met people who suffer from certain mental illnesses. Okay. I remember years ago, not years ago, but well, actually it was because it was in, let's see, it was in 2004 when this certain person came to our subdivision. He like managed the entire property. And I mean, he wasn't like crazy, but what he was, he had a narcissistic behavior. Okay. And narcissistic people do, that is some type of mental illness, okay, point blank, because they do stuff and think they don't do anything. They always play victim. They always think somebody's out to get them. They just play victim all the time and try to turn tables around, and they just think they're right about everything. And they may say they're sorry, but they don't really mean it. They think they are not responsible for anything that they're saying sorry for. They're very controlling and all of that. Those are signs of a mental, something going on mentally. Okay. You can't be a narcissist and don't have something going on mentally. All right. Upstairs. All right. And this dude, the manager, was a hot mess. He was doing the most. And then he dated a girl who was bipolar. And what ended up happening is that the girl ended up stabbing him. Okay. I guess she didn't take her meds or whatever the case is. That's what they say. That's why she didn't get in trouble. And she ended up stabbing him. But even though he he provoked her too. Okay. He provoked her, but she ended up stabbing him and she got off because of her mental illness. And like I said, she was on medication, but she didn't take her medication all the time either. Because I knew the girl. I actually thought the girl was a guy because she looked like a guy, but she, it was a girl and stuff and everything. But she was a hot mess though. But when she took her medicine, she was cool. Okay. She was cool. And then like some years after that, I met somebody else, right? And I know this nutcake was a little off because he would say some crazy stuff. Okay. I mean, some crazy stuff. And I used to try to help him, think sanely. But, I really couldn't because he needed to go to the psychiatrist and everything. He refused to go seek psychiatric help. He refused to do that. Okay. And so I eventually had to stop being friends with him because, like I said, you only can help people as far as they will help you. And I'm not getting ready to get entangled with some um, foolishness that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, this dude was absolutely nuts. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. He really was. And I made him in Atlanta just straight up crazy and stuff. And like I told you guys before, I have talked to some crazy people in the ATL, like homeless people, and they would just come up and start talking to me. And so I wasn't going to like turn around and go the other way because sometimes that provokes them to do crazy stuff. So I would just sit there and talk to them. And I was talking to this one person. I don't know what this person was talking about. I really don't. I really don't. But I just joined into the conversation and just played it off. And then they finally left and stuff. So it just depends. When you're dealing with people with mental illnesses, you have to know how to deal with them because some of them, not all of them, are violent, and some get violent very quickly. You know what I'm saying? But first, let me define the word mental illness, so you can know what I'm talking about, guys, just in case you don't understand what a mental illness is. Okay. Okay. So, according to the site that I'm looking at, let me see. Mental illnesses are health conditions involving changes in emotions, thinking, or behavior. Okay. Or a combination of those. Okay. Mental illnesses can be associated with distress or problems functioning in social, work, or family activities. Okay. The four types of mental illnesses are mood disorders like depression or bipolar disorders, okay, anxiety disorders, personality disorders, psychotic disorders, such as schizos, okay. Like I told you before, that other guy that I was talking about, not the manager, this dude was psychotic. Psychotic. I'm serious. He was psychotic, and that's why I had to just stop being his friend because he was talking about weird stuff. I remember one time he was telling me that he go outside and he kills, steps on ants and stuff, and take kittens and stuff, and torture them. Okay, so I was like, this dude, I couldn't help him. I mean, he just was saying too much stuff. He was just doing too much, He was just out of the world, and he thought it was funny, and I didn't think it was funny. I really didn't think it was funny, but he thought it was funny. Okay, so when you meet people who are psychotic, if you cannot um, get them help or encourage them to get help, I just couldn't. If I was you, I just wouldn't be able to, be around that person, because eventually they may do something and become dangerous or whatever, and they could even do something to you. Okay, point blank, they really can. Um, Let me tell you the 5 signs of a mental illness. Okay, so you can just know this. Okay, one of them is constant fatigue, physical pain, perfectionist, lack of emotion, and avoidance. Okay, I'm laughing at the perfectionist because I remember I was telling you guys yesterday that some years ago I was like into being a perfect, perfectionist, and I recognized that that was a sign of something going, to something that's not something that I really shouldn't be dealing with, and I had to correct that myself and stuff. So that is a sign of possible mental illnesses. Y'all know I'm eating. And that's always. Hold on for 1 second, please. Okay, now I'm back. Now, let me tell you something. I just told you some signs of mental illness. That's not all of the signs. There's some of them. But there are also, let me tell you the differences between mental illness and mental disorder so you can know. A mental disorder shares the same qualities as a mental illness, but it's used in reference to Mental Health Act to describe the particular symptom a person has. Okay. So the disorder is just what type of mental illness they have. Okay. So if they're schizos, that's a disorder. Um, let's talk about let me see. Cause y'all be tripping out when I be eating. Let's talk about one mental disorder that a lot of people go through, and that's anxiety. Anxiety disorder. A mental health disorder characterized by feelings of worry, anxiety, or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activities. Okay. When people have anxiety disorders, they can have panic attacks, they can be obsessive compulsive disorder, they can have post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, again, don't forget what I just said. Um, a mental health disorder characterized by feelings of worry, anxiety, or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activities can be called an anxiety disorder. Okay. Anxiety disorder can make you feel like you're tensed up, you're nervous, you're unable to relax, having a sense of dread or fearing the worst, feeling like the world is speeding up or slowing down, feeling like other people can see you're anxious and are looking at you. Y'all remember when I told y'all that I be scared to get on live at times? Okay, I mean, not scared to get on here when I'm not showing myself. Okay, and scared to get on the stage and perform and stuff, and I had to get an entire group in order to get on the stage. That's what I was suffering from. Um, I was anxious about people looking at me to see if I was going to make a mistake. Okay. Because, like, when I was growing up and I made mistakes, I got in trouble. Okay. So that played with my psyche. Okay. And still today, that's why I cannot get on live like some people do all the time. I can get on live and talk, but not like some people do. You know what I'm saying? I'm more comfortable if I get on TikTok and be dancing or lip singing and things like that. I don't like to do stuff where I'm standing out and I just know everybody is watching me. I don't know, because I can dance like I said, but it's certain things I just can't do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to stop trying to be an actress, because I just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I would mess up. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I think people are staring and stuff, and I would think they at me to catch me, to make sure to see if I'm going to mess up. Okay, that's what I thought. And so when people suffer when people go through this a lot with everything. I mean, with everything, because some people get anxiety from everything. If they go outside, if they go around a crowd, if they go to the mall, if they go to church, if they go to the grocery store, they get anxiety. Okay, because a lot of people are around them, they may thinking people are looking at them or waiting for them to do something weird or whatever the reason they may be doing that. They just feel anxiety. Okay, and a lot of times when people do have that anxiety disorder, they always think the worst thing is going to happen to them. You know what I'm saying? They think that everybody is out there to get them. Um, they just be almost scared. You know what I'm saying? Almost scared. You know, and a lot of people who have the anxiety disorder also um, have anxiety when it comes to talking to people. Okay, they can't. Some can communicate good. Okay, but some they really be fearful when it comes to talking to someone one on one. Okay, point blank. Um, and they always think people know that they're anxious as well. Okay, they know that they're anxious. Let's see here. So they do have 5 anxiety disorders that I can just tell you the 5 of them. One of them is called generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, specific phobias, agoraphobia. No, I'm saying that wrong. Agoraphobia, social anxiety disorder, and separation anxiety disorder. Okay. Some people are scared that people are going to leave them, that they're going to be alone. You know, some people are scared to go out and be sociable. They're scared to go out in a crowd. They're scared to go to public areas and things like that. Some people don't like small spaces or large spaces. They get anxiety from that. Some people have phobias about stuff. It's just like with me. When I go on an airplane, I'm telling you, I start tripping in my mind. Okay. I mean, I have to sit by the window to make sure the airplane is not going to crash. That's crazy, I know, because I'm not going to be able to stop it because I'm sitting by the window. Somewhere in my mind, I just feel like if I'm sitting by the window, I can stop the airplane from crashing. Okay, and I'll see it beforehand, and I can prepare myself. Just some weird stuff. Okay, so that's some type of phobia. Okay, but when people are suffering from the anxiety disorder, those phobias are more intense. Okay, point blank. Then you can have the panic disorder where you panic when you almost, I wouldn't say I suffer from a panic disorder because I don't panic when I go on stage. But some people actually will panic when they do certain things, okay, that scares them, that gives them anxiety. All right. And I don't know what the generalized anxiety disorders is. I have to research that. I don't like to say stuff that I don't know what it is. So, but just know the generalized anxiety disorder is another one. As a matter of fact, I will look that up real quick, generalized, to see what that is. And I know what it means, but I want to make sure. Generalized. Let's just see what that is. Okay, so here it is right here, because you always should look. Okay, let's see. So generalized anxiety disorder is a condition of excessive worry about everyday issues and situations. It can last longer than 6 months. You may also feel restlessness, fatigue, trouble concentrating. You may be irritable, increased muscle tension, and trouble sleeping. From time to time, I think a lot of people actually suffers from that, because like the generalized anxiety disorder. I think a lot of people do suffer from that from time to time, you know, because a lot of people have trouble sleeping, concentrating, and be irritable. I don't like if I be trouble about something and maybe experience that a little. I don't have no increased muscle tension or anything, but I can have the trouble sleeping, and I don't even be tired either, and I may be irritable, and that's basically what I'll probably experience, what I usually experience. But I guess a person who has have that disorder, they probably suffer from more than those two things. And also, it has to last longer than 6 months. Okay, that's when it can be called a disorder, when it's lasting longer than 6 months, because they know that a lot of people, majority of people, have some type of generalized anxiety disorder when certain things happen. You know what I'm saying? But if it lasts longer than 6 months, that's when I guess they categorize it. I mean, that's when I guess they say it is a disorder. Okay, point blank. So now we know what generalized anxiety disorder is. Okay, so like I said, I'm glad I looked it up, because if I wouldn't have, then I would have told you guys the wrong information. Yeah. Okay, so let me go back to what I was on before. Okay. So some of the main causes of anxiety is like I was telling you before, in regards to me getting anxiety about going on the stage to perform, or getting on lives, or YouTube and talking in person, or whatever the case is, or even on TikTok, anywhere. Okay. A lot of times this happens from experiences that you may have had in your childhood. Okay. And even when you were grown. Okay. And so they said those are some common triggers for anxiety problems. A lot of people don't realize that the way you were brought up, the way your parents might have done, plays a huge role in how you will become as an adult. And also the things that you experience during teenage years and when you become grown, it can also play a role into you experiencing or not experiencing anxiety or an anxiety disorder. Now, granted, I think everybody experiences anxiety at one point in time in their lives, but we're talking about the actual disorder, because when you have anxiety continuously, that's where the problem comes from. If you are just having bouts of anxiety, which is normal, I mean that's kind of normal. You're gonna be scared sometimes. You're gonna be restless at times. You may be a little fearful at certain things. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody has it continuously, that's where the disorder comes in at. And let me do this disclaimer too, because I forgot to do it like always. The information that is contained in this video is for educational purposes, for research purposes, for you giving your opinions, me giving my opinions, for commenting, and for teaching purposes, as well as entertainment. Okay, it is protected by the Copyright Act, the the Fair Use Copyright Act of 1976. Okay, that information will be listed in this comment section like always. Okay, and also let me stress that I am not a doctor. However, I did go to college for psychology 100, 101, and all that. So I do know some things, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a family therapist, or any type of life coach or anything. I'm just giving my own opinion, and just telling you stuff based on my experience and what I have encountered with people who suffer from certain mental illnesses, including the things that I have went through. Okay, anything that you try or whatever, you need to seek your doctor's guidance at first. And if you think you are suffering from any type of mental illnesses, I think you need to go talk to your doctor and seek proper help regarding that. Okay, because it's not good to know that you're suffering from a mental illness, or you have some uncontrolled stress or anxiety. I think you need to go talk to someone, because a lot of times people would do anxiety, having a lot of anxiety and stress and depression can lead people into doing other things. Okay. So that's why it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms of it and then go seek help. Okay. Because it's just better to get help, point blank. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish this discussion on the topic. Okay. So, yeah. So childhood experiences, as well as experiences that you have during teenage years in your adult lifetime, I mean your adult years can also play a role into you being anxious, having severe anxiety, being depressed. It can also play roles. It can also play a role into you suffering from a mental illness. And some people are actually, I actually think some people are born with with mental illnesses. Let's look that up to see if somebody can be born with a mental illness. Okay, let's see. Go ahead and go by. Let me see. Can a person be born with mental illness? Let's see if they what they say about that. Okay. Um, well, they said scientists have long recognized that many psychiatric disorders tend to run in families. So they think it could be genetic. It could have genetic roots. Okay. They really can't determine They said it's difficult for doctors to determine a person's risk of inheriting a mental disorder or passing it on to their children. But I'm beginning to think too that certain mental conditions can be passed on. Okay, for real. I'm thinking that it can be, because I know people who have little bitty small mental illnesses going on, and their parents be the same exact way. You know what I'm saying? Then their children, not every single one of them, be a little bit the same way as well. So I think it can be, something that you get genetically. Now, they said in this study that infants cannot have mental health problems, okay, because they lack mental life. Even young infants can react to the meaning of others' intentions and emotions because they have their own rude, I can't even pronounce this, rudimentary intentions and motivating emotions, according to an article by Tronick and Majuri, February 22nd. This is old though, 2011, so I don't know if they updated that because that's way back in 2011. Well, some doctor says 50% of mental illnesses begins by age 14 and 3/4 begin by age 24. So I don't know, because I have seen little bitty kids like 10 years old that do stuff and say that they hear voices and stuff like that. So I don't believe I believe it can start at a younger age. Okay, because if you look up some cases and stuff where children do stuff, like crimes, like murder, and they be younger than 15, a lot of them say that they heard voices telling them to do that. For real. Now, granted, hearing voices don't always mean that somebody is crazy either. Because if you believe in certain things could be possible, and the person may not even be suffer from a mental illness. You just don't never know. Okay, for real. Now, granted, I have never heard any voices or anything like that, but I have heard, I have had children tell me that they heard people talking to them. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think they're crazy. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know. And then somebody said, "Can you be born with depression?" I don't know. I don't think you can be born with depression, but however, you could have a gene though that could make you more prone to catching that, not catching, but having depression later on in life. People have been asking a lot of questions about this because they really want to know. People ask, can you catch a mental illness from your mom or father? Like I just said, I just read something else that said they're looking at genetics. Okay, that's just one article that I read. The next article that I read said you cannot catch a mental illness from anyone, but you probably can't catch it from nobody like a cold, but it might be possible to have your genetics to be more, it might be possible for you to be more prone to mental illnesses because of your genetics. Okay, it could be possible for that. That's what they're looking into right now. Because a lot of times when people, like when people try to commit suicide, right, and they're suffering from some sort of mental illness like depression or severe anxiety or something else, right? A lot of times somebody in the family has dealt with that too. Let's just keep it real, you know? So again, it could be genetically something that we can get genetically, pass on genetically. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know for sure. And they're looking into that, But like somebody catching it, like you got a mental illness, and can you give it to the next person? No, you know. So let's go ahead and look at this little article on this, y'all. Let's see. So they said many people have mental concerns, like I just said. from time to time, because a lot of people, most people can suffer from anxiety at one point in their life. A lot of people will suffer from being depressed at one point in their life. Um, but the thing about it is when you suffer from these type of illnesses all the time, consistently, okay, that's when mental health becomes a concern, okay, and it stops you from functioning from day to day, okay. That's when it becomes a problem. That's when you really need to be going to someone to talk to them about it so they can give you the proper guidance. If you need medication or whatever, you need to, go and talk to someone. Like I said, you can go to a psychiatrist, you can go to a family counselor, family therapist, you can go to your regular doctor. You can talk to psychiatrist and all that, family counselor, a therapist, any one of those people, even your regular family doctor, to talk about certain mental problems that may be going on within your life so you can get diagnosed and you can get the proper medication or whatever else they prescribe to you that you may need. Okay. Again, if you're feeling sad and down all the time, you're confused when you think about things, you can't concentrate like you should, you're very forgetful, you have excessive fears and worries, you feel very you have extreme feelings of guilt, extreme mood changes of highs and lows. Something is wrong with somebody who keeps on switching back and forth. I know a couple of people that does that. A person who withdraw from their friends, if they withdraw from their friends in activities, being very tired, low energy, and sleeping problems, delusional, paranoid, or hallucinations. Y'all, it's so hard to read this stuff online sometimes. Being able to cope with daily problems or stress, trouble understanding and relating to situations and to people, problems with alcohol or drug abuse, major changes in eating habits, sex drive changes, excessive anger, hostility or violence, and suicide thinking. Those are all signs of a mental illness. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up, I know some YouTubers that I watch, and I'm going to tell you straight up, a lot of these symptoms, they definitely have. Okay. And so if you are suffering from these symptoms, it's time to talk to somebody. Okay. And I'm talking about continuously. Okay. I'm not talking about because one day you get very angry or you feel sad. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if you continuously feel this all the time. Okay. And you know what they said? Sometimes mental health disorders appear as physical problems like stomach pains, back pain, headaches, or other unexplained aches and pains. Okay. And they say you should see a doctor if you have any signs or symptoms of a mental illness. See your primary care provider or a mental health professional. Most mental illnesses don't improve on their own. And if untreated, a mental illness may get worse over time and cause serious problems. Okay. And of course, if you ever have suicide thoughts, anytime you should seek help because it's not normal. It is not normal to want to kill yourself. Okay. And like they said, suicide thoughts and behavior is common among people who have mental illnesses. Not with all, but with some. If you think you might hurt yourself or attempt suicide, get help right away. You need to call 911 or your local emergency number immediately. Call your mental health specialist. You can also contact a suicide hotline. In USA, you can call or text 988 to reach the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. As a matter of fact, let me put that across my banner so y'all can know. Let me edit this one. Edit. So let's do that right there real quick, y'all. anytime you're feeling like you want to commit suicide, you definitely need to talk to somebody. That is not normal behavior. Okay. Um, let me put this up so y'all can know. Let me put it like this. Let me make sure I spell this right, because I be spelling stuff wrong when I be typing. Let me see. It's text 988 Sue. Let's say that. So, wait a minute, I'm spelling stuff wrong. Let me see the one. What is it? 988 Suicide Crisis Line. Okay, no, you can just call text. You can just listen. They didn't put the number on it. Just put or call 911. Let me just put that around. Okay, let me just put that across the screen, because this is very important to know this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people who be suffering from suicide, you know, they feel like they want to commit suicide. They don't reach out to nobody for help. And then they end up, why did they spell? Let me edit this, y'all. And then they end up you know, doing something to themselves. Let me edit this real quick. You know, so it's always important, if you feel like you want to kill yourself. Well, maybe I shouldn't say like that. If you feel like you want to commit suicide, you definitely need to get help as soon as possible and try to talk to someone. Okay, let me see. If you are suicidal, let me make sure I spell this wrong, y'all. Suicidal. It just look like it's spelled wrong, but I guess it's not, because I'm actually looking at the actual word, so it couldn't be spelled wrong. Okay, so yeah. So if you feel like you, let's see, if you're suicide, please text or call 911. I tell you, I be mistyping sometimes. But yeah, if you feel suicidal, you definitely need to call 911 or call the suicide hotline, or either text that 988 to the suicide hotline. And that's that 988 number is the suicide in crisis lifeline. Okay, that's what that is. And I probably should have put that on there. Let me put that on there too. And like I was saying, a lot of people who suffer from mental illness, not everybody, a lot of people do think about killing themselves at one time or another. And like I told you guys, when I was 16, let me see, I actually thought about and actually tried to, you know, kill myself and everything, because I was suffering from a form of depression, which stemmed from some certain situations, okay, which I'm not going to go into, but so I know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I actually did not tell anyone. Okay, just to be perfectly honest with you guys, I didn't tell anyone. I was only 16 though. I was a kid. I didn't tell anyone. I was so sad and, you know, beyond sad. I just didn't feel like I wanted to go on. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't feel like I wanted to live. So I actually did go to my basement of our house, and I actually did try to kill myself. And I drank I got the bleach and drank a whole cup, not a whole mouthful. It was a cup. Whatever you can get in my mouth, I actually drank that. Okay. And then after I did it, then immediately I changed my mind, like a lot of people do. But some people don't get a second chance. I got a second chance, right? And I actually changed my mind. And when I changed my mind, because I had already drunk the bleach, Clorox bleach, I started praying to God immediately, asking Him not to let me die. Don't let the bleach do anything to me or anything. And you know what? That prayer was answered. And I never told anyone till like when I got grown. That's when I started telling people what happened. And that voice who was speaking to me told me that day to drink some milk, which I did. He said that nothing would happen to me, which it didn't. It didn't even burn nothing inside of me or anything. And I promised that day that I would never, ever try to kill myself again. And I haven't. I mean, of course, I thought about stuff after that, but I never did try to actually do it anymore. And I actually never spoke to no one either. You know what I'm saying? I actually was cured by reading the Bible and talking to God and realizing what I was going through, and, you know, just realizing what to do for myself. And I think that's another reason why when I went to college at first, I started saying that I wanted to major I wanted to be a psychiatrist. Hey, Elisa, thank you for stopping in. I wanted to be a psychiatrist or to, study psychology. And I think that's another reason why I decided to do that, okay? Because I wanted to make sure I had an understanding of the things that I was going through and how to help myself. Okay, and I actually did that. They say you can't help yourself. A lot of people can't, but some people can. Okay, some people can through God if you believe in God. You got to have something there. You have to have some type of belief and belief in the right, um, entity. And you can get through anything. And so that's how I was able to conquer my depression and and I don't think I had like no severe anxiety. It was just depression, and it stemmed from something else though, something else which I'm not going to go into. But that's why I tried to commit suicide when I was 16 and stuff, and that's why I like to talk about the subject all the time. And this is exactly why I try to help people when they talk to me, and I try to help them avoid suicide and try to deal with depression because with depression, y'all, I think it goes away, but once you suffer from a like severe depression or whatever, I think it has a tendency to come back. And I think a lot of times people don't be realistic, like, with people when they treat them for depression, they don't tell them that depression can come back. And I think if they offer people more ways to deal with depression and anxiety versus just giving them medications to mask the problem, I think that people will probably come out better in the long run if they are suffering from that condition, because that's exactly what I did with myself. I have also did this with other people that I talked to who was depressed or trying to kill themselves. Because you wouldn't believe it, when I was doing Lyft, I met a lot of people who was talking about killing themselves and stuff. And I don't know, hopefully I did help them because I only talked to them one time. But I did change some people's mind. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I really did. I know I did. And I told a lot of people what I did too, and everything. And then when I experienced this with let me ask her first. Hold on. So I can't tell the other story I was going to tell, guys. Like I said, I always get permission before I start saying stuff. So it was a no. So anyway, when I help with people through depression, or suicidal thoughts, because I dealt with it, I think that's the reason why I know how to approach certain people. You know what I'm saying? Because I dealt with it and everything. And like I said, I didn't tell people about my experience for years, not until I got grown. Like I'm talking about like later on, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I told my ex and stuff, but like people I would meet now, when I'm talking to people who are depressed, I'll tell them about it because I'm not ashamed of it anymore or anything like that. You know, I didn't even go to a counselor or anything. Like I said before, I was able to basically heal myself from that. And I'm not joking to you guys. Even now, if Satan, and I'm gonna say Satan because to me, when you're clouded with a bunch of negativity and things like that, it's not coming from a good source. It's coming from negativity. Okay, so when I see myself, if I think I'm going into that state, which I never do, I usually, you know, take that away. You know, I do. You know, and there are many different ways you can deal with depression, even anxiety. Take your medications now. Take your medications, but you can also do certain things to help you with being depressed and anxiety and being fearful and things like that. It's like even with me being scared to be on stage and stuff like that. The stage thing I would never do by myself because one thing I don't believe in is forcing someone to do something if it really terrifies them because you may push somebody into having a heart attack or something like that. So you don't do certain things. So I don't make myself get on the stage in front of me, thousands of people and try to get up there and talk. But what I do is do baby steps and being on YouTube, TikTok, social media is baby steps for me. You know what I'm saying? I think when we don't try to rush people who suffer from anxiety or depression, if we try not to rush them into doing things and take baby steps and try to be there to hold their hands. I think, and to explain and talk to them and let them talk to you, I think people can handle stuff a little bit better. Okay. And that's what I try to do when I meet people who might, be depressed. I talk to them. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. These people are so fucking annoying. Wait, no, I'm not going to talk to these people right quick. I'm going to have to let them call me back. Wait, because I was about to put you guys on hold. I'm going to call them back. But it never fails. The phone is always ringing. But when I meet people who are depressed or whatever, or if I'm talking to a dude that's depressed or whatever the case is, he's suffering with that, like I said, I'll try to help them if I can. You can't help everybody, but and everybody, and some people are just not good with helping people in that area at all. And there's nothing wrong with that because everybody is not gifted in the same areas. Okay, point blank. I just feel like and think that I'm gifted in those areas. I have always been good with talking to people and helping them out with situations and problems. I have always been good with this, and so that's why I guess the lady offered me a job being a family counselor because she saw that in me and she saw how I was dealing with a situation and how I was talking to a person, who was going through some mental type stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's all about, if you can help that person. But at the same time, the person who is suffering from any type of mental illnesses, especially the even more intense ones, they definitely need to be seeking some sort of not hospitalization, but some type of mental health. Now in some cases, some people do need to be in a mental institution, but we're not talking about that. But like if you're suffering from certain mental conditions, anyone actually, you need to be talking to someone because time and time again, you see people who have undiagnosed, they have mental illnesses and they don't know. You know what I'm saying? And no one else knows, and then they end up taking their own life or taking someone else's life. So that's why we need to, be truthful. We need to help people if we can, or if you can't help them, get them proper help. You know what I'm saying? You should never be laughing at them, making fun of them. And that's something that I don't like seeing when people get on social media and make fun of people mental conditions. I don't think you should do that. Now, granted, I might have talked about a mental condition of a person, but I wasn't making fun of them. Okay, I was just proving a point or whatever the case is. But I don't think people should be talking about a person who has a mental condition because it's not cool. Because anybody can suffer from one at any time of their lives. I mean, certain things can trigger mental illnesses. Okay, certain things can trigger a mental illness. All right, so let's talk about some dangers of having a mental illness and not getting treatment. We're going to talk about that in a second. Let me just look it up real quick because I don't like to give out information and don't have nothing to go by. I told you guys that before. Let me just look that up real quick. Okay, just take a little break. Don't forget the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. Okay, dangers of untreated. Let me see. Illnesses. Okay, we're gonna look that up and see what some dangers are versus me just telling you straight, out of my, off my head. Okay, let's see. So, wait. I do that mute because my allergies be messing up, and I'm not gonna be making all these sounds on camera. Okay. Okay. Some of the dangers of having mental illnesses that are not treated are you can have some type of health conditions. Okay, like intestinal distress, obesity, strokes, heart attacks, headaches, panic attacks, um, post traumatic stress disorders, um, drug abuse, homelessness, inappropriate incarceration, suicide, poor quality of life, unnecessary disability, and unemployment, amongst other things. Okay, these are just some things that can happen if you don't treat a mental illness. And also, you can harm other people. Okay, you can become violent. Um, let's talk about that real quick about the dangers of untreated mental illness. Okay, we're not going to talk about it from this right because they got this too small. Let's see. So they said when you don't treat a mental illness, not always, but when you don't treat certain mental illnesses, let's see, it can make it worse. Okay, it can make the mental health problems worse. Okay, it can lead to a long-term and worsening symptoms of mental illness. It can cause a steady and sometimes rapid decline in a person's mental health. For example, someone with depression may show a handful of symptoms at first, but without treatment, it can develop into worsening symptoms like suicidal identity. What is this? Suicidal and self harm. Okay, I don't know what that other word is. So I'm not even going to read it. It can cause you a lot of unhappiness. It can disrupt your brain functioning. Um, they said over time, those feelings can grow to a point where one can no longer explain them. It may also cause a person to not be able to function from day to day. Also, untreated mental illness can make a person more vulnerable to being a victim, as well as a person could become violent, okay, point blank. It can also prevent a person from feeling happy or thinking clearly. It can set off it can set off certain type of reactions of being a victim. It can also cause further damage like post-traumatic stress disorders. Some long-term effects of mental illness on the body is a weakened immune system, okay? It can make it harder for your body to prevent infections. It can cause chronic physical conditions, okay, if it's not treated. It's been linked to physical ailments. Um, and they say it's not surprising because the brain and the body are so closely related. Mental illness can create chronic stress and distress in individuals. It can increase their risk for medical conditions like depression increases the risk for long-lasting health problems like diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. And I can definitely believe the heart disease because being depressed like that, severe depressed, can add a lot of stress on your heart. Okay, and I can believe the stroke thing too. And I guess with the diabetes, I don't know how. I mean, a lot of people who be unhappy may eat a lot of unhealthier foods and stuff like that. I don't know. It also can cause you to do unhealthy habits. Okay, like prevent a person from taking care of themselves, not eating correctly, not sleeping good. And like if you are having poor eating habits, it can lead to being overweight or underweight. It can cause you to stop sleeping good, and then not sleeping good can affect your body. It can cause chronic fatigue. You can be more irritable. It can cause a decrease in your libido. I'm surprised I said that right. It can give you headaches as well. You know what I'm saying? When you lose sleep because you're depressed or whatever the case is. And then, of course, um, mental illnesses that are left untreated can cause self harm and suicide. Okay. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. They have an average of 130 suicides per day. The vast majority of suicide, more than 90%, stem from unaddressed mental illnesses. Over time, mental illness can diminish one's desire to live, or it can cloud one's judgment so much that they see no other way. And you know what? And that's why a lot of times people do commit suicide because they don't see um, no way to make a situation better. They don't see it being better, and they just don't know what else to do. And then they also give up their will to live. They don't want to live anymore. Everything is just like, messed up to them. They can have everything in the world. They can have a nice car. They can have money. They can have a nice marriage, relationship, good kids, or whatever. But inside of them, they have an unhappiness. They don't have the desire to be here anymore. They have a desire to just like give up because they don't think they're needed anymore here, or whatever the case is. They're just unhappy, point blank. And they just don't want to be going through the pain of being depressed anymore, because it is painful. A lot of people don't know that when you be depressed, you feel a pain inside, okay? And sometimes people can't control that pain. They don't know how to address that pain. They don't know how to deal with that pain. Okay, so that could push somebody to the point where they want to kill themselves. Plus, a lot of times people don't think people care. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, when they find out you're suicidal, they don't try to. Some people can't help you, but some people don't really try to help you. They just go call somebody to come and get you and let other people deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, some long-term effects of mental illness in life are, let's see, if it's left unaddressed, can affect other aspects of a person's life. Okay, like I said, when you deal with people who have mental health disorders, it can be hard to deal with them. Okay, it can be very difficult. Okay, and it can also be hard on the person that's suffering from these mental illnesses. Okay, for that person who suffers from mental illness, it can be so difficult that they cannot get out of bed. They cannot connect with others. They have trouble perceiving reality. It can lead to long-term issues like relationship problems, conflicts with family members, social isolation, poor performances at work or school. They can withdraw from obligations like work and school. It can lead to unemployment, legal troubles or incarceration, financial problems, poverty and homelessness, and of course, drug and alcohol abuse, point blank. And I'm going to tell you straight up, um, a lot of these problems I do see in people who suffer mental illnesses that I know of. Okay. I mean, they do go every single problem that I just said. I'm going to tell you straight up. I see this. Okay. Um, they said 73% of women and 55% of men in state prisons have at least one mental health disorder. Over 60% of children in community-based drug treatment programs meet the criteria for another. Let me see. Meet the criteria for another mental illness. About half of those who experience a mental illness during their lifetime will also develop a substance use disorder. Between 30 to 70% of suicide victims suffer from major depression or bipolar disorder. Yeah. And like I told you guys why I tried to do that at 16, because I was depressed, severely depressed and stuff. And of course, people didn't know how to deal with it. They didn't even know I was. And if they did know that I was depressed, they didn't know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like there was no hope. But like I said, once I did what I did, I just changed my mind. And I'm glad that, I was blessed doing that, and saved from, what could have happened when I did what I did, point blank. And everybody don't get the opportunity. That's why I decided to do this video, so I can tell you guys, if you're feeling suicidal, you know, go get help. There's nothing wrong with calling somebody up, going to a psychiatrist, going to talk to a family counselor, a therapist, or whatever you need to talk to, so it can get you out of this depressive state and show you how to deal with it. Okay, because you can. I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know you can deal with depression. You can find out how to handle it, how to put it to a minimum. Okay. And if you ever suffer with severe depression again, you would know how to handle it. Because let me tell you something, suicide is not the way. When you die, that's not the end. Point blank. So let's see. They did cover that bipolar disorder. Let me tell you guys what bipolar disorder is so we can know exactly what that is. Okay. because I've been on here right now for 1 hour. And let me go ahead and do that real quick. I need to do my son's schoolwork. This is the last day of school for you know, for the winter break. So I got to get his work together. Let's do this. What is, I know what bipolar is. I just want to make sure I'm saying the right thing, okay? So let's go ahead and see what this is, guys. Let's go ahead. I also want to know what manic depression is too. I mean, it's a lot of stuff you can find out. Hold on for a second, y'all. Yeah. 30 more minutes. Okay. Okay, so that's okay. So damn, we got everything on here, y'all. And I guess I'm gonna have to do a part two because there's a lot to talk about. It's a lot. It's a lot. So bipolar disorder is a brain disorder that causes a change. It causes changes in a person's mood, energy, and ability to function. People with bipolar disorder experience, okay, let's see. People with let me see, they got to go through the world, man. I hate this stuff, the way they do this. People with bipolar disorders experience intense emotional states that typically occur during distinct periods of days to weeks called mood episodes. These mood episodes are categorized as manic, hypomanic, gosh, they're either abnormally happy or in the irritable mood. I definitely seen that in people. They be depressive, sad mood, too. Okay, people with bipolar disorder generally have periods of neutral mood as well. When treated, people with bipolar disorders can lead full and productive lives. That's why they definitely got to take their medications because, like I told y'all about that lady, that girl who dated the manager of our subdivision. Um, when she was taking that medication, she was cool. But when she didn't take that medication, she was something else. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I never really associated with her. I just know that the dude, I can't say his name, he would tell me about her. Okay. They said people with bipolar disorders experience mood ups and downs as well. However, these mood changes typically last hours rather than days. Also, these changes are not usually accompanied by the extreme degree of behavior change or difficult with daily routines and social interactions that people with bipolar disorder demonstrate during mood episodes. Whew. Bipolar disorders can disrupt a person's relationship with loved ones and cause difficulties in working or going to school. And I can definitely understand that because I'm telling you something. Bipolar people are difficult to deal with. Okay. So they have three different diagnoses for bipolar people. You got bipolar 1, 2, and cyclothymic disorders. I think I pronounced that correctly. It could be cyclothymic disorder. Okay. So bipolar disorder commonly runs in families. Okay. 80 to 90% of individuals with bipolar disorders have a relative with bipolar disorder or either depression. Environmental factors such as stress, sleep disruption, and drugs and alcohol may trigger mood episodes in some bipolar people. Though the specific cause of bipolar disorder within the brain are unclear, and imbalance of brain chemicals is believed to lead to dysregulated brain activity. The average age of onset is 25 years old. People with bipolar 1 disorder frequently have other mental disorders such as anxiety disorders, substance use disorders, and or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. The risk of suicide is higher among people with bipolar 1 disorder than the normal general population. Gosh. That's why if you know somebody who suffers from bipolar disorder, especially bipolar disorder 1, you got to really be watching them. Okay, make sure they take their medications. Make sure you be there to help them. And when they are in relationships, they got to make sure they're with people that they can really trust, that they can really depend on, and that person really understands their disorders and can help them, because they can't just date anybody. Okay, they can't marry or date anybody because everybody can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You have to definitely know how to deal with a person who suffers from any form of bipolar disorder, but especially this number 1. I didn't even know they had 3 different categories of bipolar disorder. Okay. And they said this is diagnosed when a person experiences a manic episode. During a manic episode, people with bipolar 1 disorder experience an extreme increase in energy and may feel on top of the world or uncomfortably irritable in mood. Some people with bipolar 1 disorder also experience depressive or hypomaniac episodes. And most people with bipolar 1 disorder also have periods of neutral moods. And I can understand that they are right. Okay, because even when I dealt with the couple of people I dealt with who had the bipolar disorder, everything that I'm reading is exactly what I experienced with them. Okay, for real. Oh, now they said a manic episode is a period of at least 1 week when a person is extremely high spirited or irritable most of the day for most days. And then they possesses more energy than usual. And experience at least 3 of the following changes in behavior. Okay, so those are decreased need to sleep or for sleep. They feel very energetic despite losing sleep. They have increased or faster speech. Y'all, don't be thinking I suffer from this because I talk fast. No, so crazy. Uncontrollable racing thoughts or quickly changing ideas or topics when speaking. They have a distractibility. They have increased activities. In other words, they be very restless. They work on a bunch of projects at once. They increase risky behavior. They do reckless driving, spending sprees, talking foolishness, and things like that, y'all. Okay, dang. Those behaviors. I cannot speak. I'm telling you guys, that diction is a plus. Must represent a change from the person's usual behavior and be clear to friends and family. Symptoms must be severe enough to cause dysfunction in work, family, or social activities and responsibilities. Symptoms of manic episodes commonly require a person to receive hospital care to stay safe. Some people experience manic episodes also no, some people experiencing manic episodes also experience disorganized thinking, false beliefs, and or hallucinations known as psychotic features. We're gonna stop right there. That's a lot. That's bipolar 1 disorder, y'all. Bipolar 1. So if you know someone that has those characteristics and they're suffering from bipolar 1, you need to make sure they're getting the proper treatments, make sure they're taking their medications, make sure you can deal with that, because their mood changes definitely happens. They do go up and down. They be all happy and stuff 1 minute, then the next couple of minutes, not couple of minutes, but maybe the next day or two, they really, really sad for no explained reason at all. For real, for real, for real. And some people who suffer from bipolar 1 also becomes violent as well. Not all, but some do. So there's a lot of things that you have to watch for when you're dealing with a person who suffers from a bipolar disorder. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. So yeah, you definitely need to make sure that person has treatment, okay, and make sure you can deal with it. because everybody can't deal with a person who has bipolar condition. Now, I did say something about hypomanic episode. So let me tell you what that is. A hypomanic episode is characterized by less severe manic symptoms that need to last only 4 days in a row rather than a week. Hypomanic symptoms do not lead to the major problems in daily functioning that manic symptoms commonly cause. Okay? Y'all, let's see. Some of the symptoms are this of a no, they're telling you about the major depressive episodes now. This little site right here is going through every single thing, okay? It says a major depressive episode is a period of at least 2 weeks in which a person has at least 5 of the following symptoms, including at least one of the first 2 symptoms. They can have intense sadness or despair, loss of interest in activities the person once enjoyed. They don't feel like they are valued. They feel like they are worthless. They feel a lot of guilt. They feel tired. They either increase or either decrease their sleeping routine. They either increase or decrease their appetite. They become restless. They have slow speech or movement. They have difficulty in concentrating and frequent thoughts of death or suicide. With bipolar disorder, they said that symptoms can improve if you have treatments. Okay, that's why I say if you know somebody who is suffering from bipolar disorders, you have to make sure that they get their medication and the treatment that they need. And you have to make sure that you can deal with them. Okay, you have to, because if you can't deal with a person who suffers from bipolar disorder, it's not going to work, and you're not going to be able to, handle the person or help the person. Period. Okay. Let's see. So they used to give them medication. They also do talk therapy. That's why I say you have to know how to talk to a person who suffers from bipolar disorders. Okay. And that's called psychotherapy. So that's what I've been doing all this time when I talk to people who suffer from certain bipolar disorders or any other mental illness. They said that can help many patients learn about their illness and learn about the medication and want to take it. And it can also prevent future mood episodes. And it can also help the person to understand their condition and learn more about it. Okay. And plus, if you know something about the condition, okay, and you're talking to a person about it, or even if you experience certain other conditions, that person can feel more, what is the word I'm looking for? They feel more safer with you because you have been through something yourself. Okay. And then you probably know what you're talking about as well. Okay. So they give them medications, okay, known as mood stabilizers, like lithium. That's the most common medication that they give you. They believe these medications correct the imbalance in the brain signaling. They said bipolar disorder is a chronic illness in which mood episodes typically reoccur and they are ongoing. However, they have ongoing preventive treatment to help with that bipolar disorder. And they usually do this treatment based on the individual person, okay? Because all people are not the same, okay? What works for one person may not work for you. It's just like with hypertension. If you have hypertension, it does not mean you're going to take the same medication as someone else takes. They have to match the medication up with your body, how your body reacts and handles the medication. The same thing with any medications, especially with mental disorders. Certain medications don't work for certain people. Okay, certain medications cause certain things to happen to certain people, whereby it may not cause any reactions to another person. So they have to make sure that they carefully look at the person, take whatever test they need to take, monitor the person, talk to the person, and everything to find out what medication works better for them. And that's why it's extremely important, if you suffer from any mental condition, to go seek your primary health care or a psychiatrist or a family therapist or whatever, to seek help from them, especially a psychiatrist, because they definitely deals with this. They went to school for this, and they know what to do. Okay, and they can prescribe you medications and things like that and other treatment programs. You don't need to sit at home and don't do anything. And let me let y'all know something. If you're taking alcohol and drugs to deal with any type of mental illness, it's not going to help you. It may seem like it's helping you at first, but it really isn't. As a fact, some disorders get worse when you do drugs or you drink alcohol. Not to mention all the health issues you can get from, overindulging in alcohol or drugs itself. And then if you mix these things together, like if you mix alcohol together with your medication, you can cause all types of side effects, even death. Okay, point blank. So trying to hide behind alcohol and drugs to make your pain go away, it's only something that's going to help right then and there. Once everything wears off, those pains are going to come back. Okay, and sometimes they get worse. Not only are you going to be dealing with the mental stuff, you're going to be dealing with health problems, whether it's now or in the future. And don't say you don't care. Everybody say that until they get something and they're about to die. Then they start begging and pleading. Okay, so don't say that. And sometimes you suffer too before you actually die. So who wants to go through all that? So if you're suffering from any type of mental illness, go seek help for the drugs and alcohol that you're abusing. Okay, because I'm telling you straight up that those things will not help your problem at all. Okay, when I used to deal with my first boyfriend, who was going through, I guess, mental stuff, and he would be drinking and getting high and stuff, that stuff did not help him like he thought it was. Okay, and he did not believe me at first when I was telling him that, but I bet you years later, now he knows. I mean, when I talked to him a couple months for the first time, or last year for the first time in years, he let me know, and I was right when I was telling him, don't do this, don't do that. It's not good for you. But he had to go experience everything and stuff. But in the long run, he saw and he see that drugs and alcohol abuse was not doing him any justice. It just made stuff worse and got him in even more situations and whatever else may have came from being abused of drugs and alcohol. So those are not the routes you want to take. If you are in pain or whatever the case is, you need to go talk to your psychiatrist or doctor, not go to the bottle, okay? Or go to drugs. You know what I'm saying? Abusing them. Now, I know certain things like certain medical marijuana helps to calm you down in regards to certain mental issues. It's like certain medical conditions. That's cool as long as you're not abusing that. Okay. But when you start doing the illicit, I think that's the right word I'm looking for, drugs, and you're abusing marijuana and definitely abusing that alcohol, it's not really helping you. And if anybody is condoning that call themselves your friends or family or lover, you don't need those people around you because they're not doing you any justice, period. It's a known fact when you drink alcohol and abuse it, and you do drugs, and you have mental illnesses, it's a known fact that it can lead you into committing suicide more quicker. It can lead you into developing even more severe mental illnesses, or making the mental illness that you're suffering from get worse. It can also lead to many different type of health problems. Alcohol in itself can harm your liver, pancreas, your kidneys, your heart, your lungs, all types of stuff. Why do people play with their major organs? I don't know. Drinking bull crap. I don't even understand why people get drunk, because I don't see why people get drunk. I just don't. It's not attractive. People be stinking. They smell just like the alcohol. They talk too much. They laugh too much. They be silly. They be tripping out. A lot of people do crimes when they're drunk or high. I don't understand why people abuse these things. You know, I just don't understand it. Now, in some cases, y'all, medicine or the psychotherapy do not help a person who's suffering from bipolar disorders. So then they have to do ECT. Now, ECT is a electroconvulsive therapy. Okay, they do several rounds of a brief electrical current applied to the scalp while the patient is under anesthesia, leading to a short, controlled seizure. Seizure. ECT induces, ECT induced seizures are believed to remodel brain signals pathways. So they use that for people who can't, they bipolar disorder can't be controlled with the medication and the talk therapy. And they were saying, just like I said, since a lot of times when people suffer from bipolar disorders, a lot of times it disrupts their daily life and creates stressful family situations. And family members may also benefit from professional resources like mental health advocate. I can never say this. Mental health. What is that I'm looking for? They family members can go and talk to mental health people as well. To talk to them and support groups, so they can understand how to deal with a person who has bipolar disorders, because a lot of times family members can't deal with it. That's why I say if you know you suffer from a bipolar disorder, it's very important when you meet people, friends, um, lovers, potential lovers, you need to tell them about that so they can know that you suffer from this, um, so they can know about it, so they can see if they can deal with it, or if they don't want to deal with it, then they don't really talk to you, because you definitely have to know how to deal with a person who suffers from any mental condition, and especially bipolar, because bipolar disorders can make a person become violent, okay, and do violent things. So that's why it's very important for any possible mate to know how to deal with this, okay? Otherwise, that relationship probably won't be working, because when you eventually go through all this stuff, they're not going to be able to help you like they think they're going to do. And, you're going to be more depressed, more everything, because they're not going to be able to deal with it, point blank. Not saying you can't find nobody if you suffer from bipolar disorders. What I'm saying is that you need to be truthful when you meet a person, not when you first meet them, but when you start talking to them a couple of days or whatever, you need to tell them about it so they can see if they can be able to deal with this or not. And that way, if you find a person and you're blessed to find a person who can deal with it and it works out, you'll be good, because that person will be able to help you decrease the chances of you going into one of those different type of episodes. Okay. And if you do go into one, they can help you out of it before it becomes too serious. Point blank. When you got a person who can help you with mental illnesses, for real, and then everything else is good too. No one is perfect, so some things are not going to be good. But when you find a person that can help you mentally and physically, you got a good person there, okay? You really do, because it's very difficult to deal with people with mental illnesses, and especially with bipolar illnesses. Now, y'all, I'm going to have to do that part 2, like I said, probably on my next live, which I may do one on Saturday or either Sunday, and we will start back where we left off at, because we just talked about bipolar 1 disorder. So I need to talk about bipolar 2 disorder, and then let me see. I think that's it. Bipolar 2 disorder and bipolar 1. I thought they mentioned the third. The third one was some other disorder that stems from bipolar, I think. So we have to, because I don't think I have enough time to go through bipolar 2 disorder, because it's a lot of stuff. That was just bipolar 1 that I went through. Let's see. Yeah, because it's really not that much. I may can do it real quick. Let me see if I can, y'all. That way I don't have to worry about it. See, as long as I can get out of here about 1, because I have to go. Let me go ahead and see if I can go through this real quick. So the bipolar 2 disorder, y'all, requires someone to have at least one major depressive episode and at least one hypomanic episode. I just told you guys what hypomanic episodes were, okay? Okay. And then usually people will return to their usual functioning between episodes, okay? People with bipolar 2 disorder often first seek treatment as a result of their first depressive episode, since hypomanic episodes often feel pleasurable and can even increase performances at work or school. Wow. People with bipolar 2 disorder frequently have other mental illnesses such as anxiety disorders or substance use disorders. The latter of which can exacerbate symptoms of depression or hypomania. Okay, so the treatment for that is similar to that of bipolar 1. They use medication and a psychotherapy. The most commonly used medications are mood stabilizers and antidepressants, depending on the symptoms. If depressive symptoms are severe and medication is not effective, they use the ECT again, okay? And each person's treatment plan is according to that individual, okay? Now, the next disorder is let's see if I can pronounce this right. Cyclothymic disorder. Cyclothymic disorder. Cyclothymic disorder is a milder form of bipolar disorder involving many mood swings, with hypomania and depressive symptoms that occur frequently. So if they have the cyclothymic disorder, they have those hypomania and depressive symptoms occurring a lot. People with cyclothymia experience emotional ups and downs, but with less severe symptoms than bipolar 1 or 2 disorder. Cyclothymic disorder symptoms include the following. For at least 2 years, many periods of hypomanic and depressive symptoms, but the symptoms do not meet the criteria for hypomanic or depressive episodes. During the 2-year period, the symptoms or mood swings have lasted for at least half the time and have never stopped for more than 2 months. So the treatment for cyclothymic disorder can involve medications and talk therapy. For many people, talk therapy can help with the stresses of mood swings. Keeping a mood journal can be an effective way to observe patterns in mood fluctuations. People with cyclothymia, they start and stop treatment over time. Okay. I got this information, guys, from the resources from Depression and Bipolar Support Alliances, from the SIM Advisor, from Mental Health America, from National Alliances on Mental Health, and the doctors that we're talking are Molly Harlan, MD, Alex E.L. Sahami, MD, and this article review was written in January 2021. All right, that's the sources cited, because I don't want y'all to think that I'm making up stuff, okay? But anyway, that was bipolar. That's another mental illness, okay? And like I said, I probably have to do part 2, and I'll discuss some of the other mental illnesses, because this is a very important subject. You know, we need to really get a full understanding of the different mental illnesses that's going around. So when we come in contact with people that may suffer with anxiety, depression, and I'm talking about severe anxiety and depression, and other mental illnesses, we'll know how to, deal with these people. And if we have family members or loved ones that are suffering from these conditions or any one of those conditions, we'll know how to handle it if we get the proper guidance and support. We would know in education, we would know how to handle these people better, more efficiently. Okay, because when you know how to handle something yourself more efficiently and you know how to deal with it, you can prevent this person from possibly doing violent episodes or even harming themselves. Okay, so yeah, um, that's what we need to do. We just need to have a better understanding of mental illnesses and what we need to do if we come in contact with people with these mental illnesses. And we need to be more kinder on social media when we know people are suffering from mental illnesses and not laugh about it and joke about it, because people kill themselves every single day, and some of these people do suffer from some sort of mental illness, and I believe all of them do, because you got to be having some type of mental illness going on if you are trying to end your own life, point blank. Even people who sit around and talk about they have the desire to kill other people, like the one that dude who said he woke up and he just wanted to kill somebody. Something ain't right upstairs, okay? Because an average person is not sitting around or waking up in the morning feeling the urge to kill someone. It's just not happening, okay? So again, if you are feeling suicidal, please text 988 to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, or call 911, or call the suicide hotline to get the help that you need. You can also talk to suicide counselors that can help you change your thoughts regarding suicide. And if you are on any type of medications that you are abusing, or drugs that you are abusing, or alcohol that you are abusing, you need to talk to someone about that as well, because alcohol and drugs are not a good combination when you are suffering from or dealing with mental illnesses. Okay, it's just not. All right, those are not the right things to use when you are feeling down, when you are depressed, when you are sad, when you are unhappy, or you're having manic or manic depressive mood swings, or you're just going through issues. This is not something you should be doing. It's not going to really help you. It only helps during the time you're drunk or high. But once those feelings wear down, those other feelings come right back, and sometimes they are worse. Okay? So yeah, if you need help, don't be ashamed to get help. Don't care about what other people think. Go out there and get that help. And take your meds. If you're on medication, take them correctly, because if they're not taken correctly, they're not going to work correctly. Okay? And make sure you have the meds that works best for you, because certain meds don't work for certain people. All right? And take care of yourself. And if you know people who are suffering from mental illnesses, y'all, take care of your family members, your loved ones, and your friends. Okay? So, guys, I'm getting ready to end this live. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Like I said before, I'll probably do a part 2, because we did not discuss some of the other mental illnesses. I can't discuss it all in one video because I'll be on here too long. Okay, so be looking out for part 2. I might try to do that sometime this weekend. I don't know. If I don't do it this weekend, I'll do it on Monday. But I am going to try to do it on this weekend. I want to send my condolences out to the dancer who we love, okay, because my daughter is a dancer, and she wanted to take his classes when he offered them here in LA, and she never got a chance to, and everything. And we just want to send our condolences to his family, his wife and family members, other family members, and his children. I'm talking about Tritch. He will be missed. He was an excellent dancer. I mean, I followed him on TikTok and watched him on Ellen, and everything else. And we was going to go to one of his classes, or if not 2 or 3, but we never got a chance to. But again, I send my condolences out to his family and his friends and his other relatives, and to the fans. Okay, very, very, very sad. Okay, and that's why another thing that encouraged me to do this video today. Okay. Otherwise, guys, thank you for tuning in. You guys have a great remaining Friday. Be blessed. Have a great weekend. Like I said, I'm gonna try to come back this weekend to do part 2 of this video. Excuse any bloopers, because y'all know once again that I am dealing with that stage fright, which is a form of not, I wouldn't really say like anxiety, because unless I actually get on stage, I may get a little anxious, but not like severe anxiety or nothing like that. But it's just something that I've been dealing with forever, and I'm probably going to always be dealing with this. But if whatever bloopers I did, like I said, forgive me for those bloopers. Bear with me because I'll get better over time with these lives. Okay, and check me out, y'all, on YouTube Shorts because I just did another Shorts. Also, check out my TikTok videos. Okay, because I don't be too shy on there. Or scared, so check me out on there, and it's at Shades Tube, just like here. And don't forget to subscribe, the thumbs up, to leave a comment, and to put your notification on. Okay, hit that bell over there, because if you put that notification bell on, you can be notified whenever I do a video. Oh, it was one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. I don't know if you ever watched one of those other videos that I did when I was going back and forth with someone. You probably didn't. If you didn't, that's good. But I did tell people about my soccer team, okay, that I have. And I started the soccer team back in 2018, right, with another person. And the soccer team is very successful, y'all. It's doing really good. I am shocked. Okay, I'm proud and shocked and everything else. Because when we started the soccer team, we could barely get people to put their children in our soccer program. Okay, and the team is not here in America. It's in a foreign country. It's over there in Lagos. And that was really surprising because it's hard to get certain people to participate in certain things, okay, and to get their support to help with certain things, okay. So we are planning a end of year event, okay, and we do it every year. We do an end of the year event every single year, and every year it has been a success because of the parents and our supporters and things like that. So this year I had told the coach that I was going to go on my YouTube page and actually tell my subscribers about my soccer team. Maybe when I do my next video, I'll show you guys the team because I got to get off this video, okay? Because I have to go. I'll show you guys the team and everything. And what I want you guys to do, if you can, I want you guys to try to make a small donation to this team. And you can make that donation by hitting my Cash App, which is $ then Shades Tube. I'm going to put that information down in my comment section. I actually can scroll it across the screen. Let me see how you do that. Okay, I can put it across here. Let me do it right here so y'all can see it. I want y'all, if y'all can, you don't have to, but if you can, I want y'all to make a donation because I'm actually going to send them a donation this week. But the more donations I get, the more money I can send so they can be able to buy all the stuff that they need for this end of the year event. The rest of it. Some things we already got, but he was telling me today. Actually, he was calling me yesterday about that, and I didn't talk to him yesterday, so I talked to him today, and he was telling me that they still need the money for the awards, for the rest of the awards that they're giving out, the trophies, and for some equipment that they need, and to pay the DJ and things like that. And I can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it all, and then neither can he. And then, it's over there. So some parents do donate, but some just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like last year and the year before, especially like the first year, we paid for everything ourselves, just about. Okay. Then I think like the second year, more parents donated. Last year, I think more people donated. This year, he was telling me, though, some people haven't donated. And he was asking me to put up more notices about it. And I did today. And I got to put some on his Facebook, on our MSSA Facebook page. You can go check us out on Facebook at MSSA. Let me look up the actual Facebook page, y'all. I don't never know stuff, okay? Gosh, I never know anything when it comes to stuff. I don't never be knowing. Let me see. Wait. I'm going to tell you guys before I get ready to get off of here. Because I told him I was going to do this. And you know what? I almost forgot all about it. So the Cash App, MSSA does not have their official Cash App, okay, because this is another country. I do everything over here and then send things over there, because you can't trust everybody. I hate to say that. So I do everything over here because that's the only way I trust certain things. So this is my Cash App. If y'all want to donate to the soccer team end of the year event. Let me see what the name of it is. Is that? No, I got this wrong. My God. You can tell I don't never do this because I can't never type stuff right. So it's okay, Shades Tube, $ Shades Tube, okay? And then it's for, let me go to the soccer team real quick. So the soccer team, y'all, is Maiden Star Sports Academy, okay? And the event is called I don't even have to look on here. Let me look what the event is. I should have, you know what? I'm gonna show y'all. I should have sent this when I do my next live. I'm gonna put the flyers up on short, okay? But today I'm gonna show you the other. Let me see if I can show it. Let me get a better picture. It's called the MSSA End of the Year event. Okay. Let's see. Let me get a better thing so I can show y'all what it looks like. So this is one of the event signs right here. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Let me put this up here first. It's to, let me see, to donate to let me see, to donate, to make a donation, to make a donation. Let me put that, to make a donation. I should have been put this on. I forgot. Shades to make a donation for, wait a minute, for our end of the year event. And these are for, you know what, y'all, this soccer team is for let's see if I can say this. What is it called? Underprivileged kids in the area. Okay, that's what this is for. I had to make sure I said that right. Okay, y'all, a part of my brain must not be right for real, because I have a hard time with certain things, you know, and I have been like this forever. Okay, I mean forever. Okay, Shades Tube. Let me see. Let me say Shades Tube. Wait a minute. How do you put this up here? To make a donation for our end of the year Cash App. That's where I need to put that. Let me put it like this. Let me see. Cash App. Okay, let's see. $. Yeah, I'm not used to doing this now. I'm in the Shades Tube, because I ask for donations, but I usually put it on our pages and stuff. And like I said, you can check us out on Facebook. I'm gonna give you guys all of that in a minute. Just wait. And then I got to get out of here. Let's see. Oh, this is all new. Let me see. Save. I think I got this right, y'all. Okay, so if you want to make a donation, right, to our soccer team end of the year event, which is going to be held on December the 31st, 2022, you need to make a donation as soon as possible, because I have to send that to them. Okay, and I'm going to probably be sending out my donation sometime this week. All right. And the more I have will be better. So let me show y'all what the flyer looks like, okay? So this is what the flyer look like. And then when I do my next live, I actually put it up so y'all can see it. This is one of the flyers. And that is on, you can't see the small writing, but there it is right there. You can see it. You see where my name is at? And some of the other sponsors. Okay. So yeah, I don't really tell people certain things, and I'm just not saying stuff about this, but we have videos all on YouTube, even though I need to update that. Here's another one that we did. We have videos all on Facebook and on Instagram. Let me give you guys that in 1 second. So that's the other one right there, okay? And so these type of events cost, you know, some money, obviously. So I had told him, the coach, that I would be seeing if I can get people here to that I on my YouTube page or wherever to also make a donation if possible. Okay, and the Facebook page is let me go to it so I can know it. I barely get on Facebook unless I'm posting information, and then I got to get ready to go, y'all. Let me see. So the Facebook page, y'all, is in case you want to check us out on Facebook. I got so many messages. I haven't even been checking it lately because I've been so busy. But it is, let me go to it. So it's, let me show it to you guys too, because it'll be just easier to show you. Let me see. I got a bunch of messages that I need to check. I'll check that later because I can't do everything at one time. So this is our Facebook page. It's Made in Star Sports Academy on Facebook. And on Instagram, it's the same exact thing. And you can see many videos of the team. I can actually show y'all one video before I get ready to go of a current video that we let me log out of this because I'll go back to this later. Log out of yes, because I don't have time to be doing this right now. Let me go to some videos, a current video where they did some training on Thursday. Let me show y'all what they did. So on Thursday, let me show y'all. You know what, y'all? I am so proud of this daggone soccer team because it was so hard to start this in a whole different country. And to be, listen. Wasn't this go slow? From where? So yeah, that's just one video. Let me show you another one. Okay, start jogging on the spot. I'm sorry, I'll be laughing about Start bouncing on the spot. Is that what they did? Is that what I showed them? So what were you watching? Did you tell anybody there that you're coming there? So like I don't even know what he said. I do know what he said. So yeah, that is the team, y'all. Okay, it's not everybody in the team because we have like 20 some players and stuff. And like I said, we started way back in 2018 in January. And I remember when we started, it was on like 1 or 2 players. And now it's like 20 some players. We even won our first game, our match this year. I couldn't believe it in September. I couldn't believe it because they lost every match before then. Okay. And I was like, Coach, it's something you're going to have to make sure these kids are learning how to play soccer, which they call football over there. Because I was like, why can't we keep on losing all these games? And we finally won a match. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think that was in September when MSSA won and stuff. And so every year we usually have the end of the year event. Okay. Every single year. And they give out awards, trophies, do player of the year and everything else. Give the parents awards who, like the parent who showed the most support, they usually get awards. They have food, they have music, and they do all types of tournaments and stuff there. I never have been able to attend one because, like I said, CV came. I was going to go there to attend one, but then CV came and messed up everything. So I usually just watch online when they send me the videos and everything. But I'm asking you guys if you can. You don't have to. If you can make a donation to Shades Tube, and I'll send your donation along with mine probably sometime this week for the soccer team, and I can show you guys proof of that as well. And we can make this event a real success. Okay. And then when they do the event, I'll even show videos of some of it because I can't, not the whole entire event, but I'll show you some footage from the event. Period. Okay. So if you can make a donation to our event of any amount, just do that at the $ Shades Tube Cash App. All right. And again, I'll list your name on our Facebook page, on our platform, on Instagram, and wherever else, and let everybody know that you donated and how much you donated if you want. And then, and go from there. And then hopefully, we can just buy everything that we need. And anything that's left over, we'll use that for additional equipment because they can always use more equipment at Made in Star Sports Academy. Okay. And you can check us out on Facebook at Made in Star Sports Academy or on Instagram at Made in Star Sports Academy. And we are also on YouTube. Granted, the YouTube page has not had no current videos because my daughter takes forever to do stuff. So I need to upload some videos to there as well because I haven't been doing that. And I don't know how long I haven't been doing that. Make sure y'all be ready. So when I get off this video, I'll be ready to go. Because you know what? I'm already ready. Okay? I'm full ready. The only thing I need to do is give Deshaun his spelling test and go review his work. And then but I'll do that when I come back. Okay? But anyway, y'all, if you can make a donation, $ Shades Tube on Cash App. I'll be sending these donations off, let's see, either on Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm going to give you guys up until Thursday, okay? And I will be flashing this across my screen. And every time I do a live, I'm going to have to remember to do this because I should have been doing this on the whole live and I forgot. But again, if you can do this, it's very appreciative. and we will definitely be happy. They definitely will, because like I said, when we started MSSA, we started it to give those disadvantaged children in the area the opportunity to play football, right? And to play it without being worried about being harmed or molested or any type of violent activities done to them. Because I'm not saying that all the soccer teams slash football teams there do this, but some of them do. Some of the coaches abuse the kids and stuff like that. You know, you just can't trust everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so we wanted to develop a program where the parents can feel comfortable with the coach and the other coach. And we wanted to provide a program where they can feel secure when they send their children to play soccer. And at MSSA, that's what they feel. Okay, because we're not going to, they're not going to harm their children or anything else. It's going to teach them soccer. Hopefully, they can be drafted into a soccer club or whatever the case is, and to make their lives better and their parents' lives better there, you know, and blase, blase, you know. But mainly, is to give the children there who are disadvantaged and poor, extremely poor, the opportunity to play a sport and to have fun and to do things that other children who might have more, their parents may have more money, to give them that same opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't know all the stuff they go through. Okay. So, yeah. So, any donations will be appreciated. And if you can't donate it, go watch the YouTube videos, go subscribe, thumbs up those videos. I don't care if they're old, just still thumbs them up, still subscribe. Go to Facebook. What is that called on Facebook? I haven't been on Facebook so long. Join the page, follow the page, subscribe to the page. On Instagram, subscribe, thumbs up or whatever, like it or whatever. Do all that if you cannot show support with money. And if you can, even if you show support with money, still go to those pages and do what I just asked you to do, okay? It's very appreciative. I'm going to do this every video. I'm going to remember to do it every video because I want them to be able to get as much as they can get so they can go ahead and have a real good end of the year festival. And I'm just really happy that this year he included Shades Tube as a supporter, because last year he kind of pissed me off. I'm going to be perfectly honest, because I didn't see Shades Tube name nowhere, okay? And I was so mad. I think that was last year or the year before. I was so mad. I really was. And then he was supposed to did like a video thing with me talking to everybody, but we couldn't make that happen and stuff. And I was really mad when he did not include Shades Tube as a supporter, you know. But this year he did it right. So that's a good thing. Okay. But anyway, guys, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, if you need that number, let me put it back up there. Let me just tell you what it is. The suicide text number was it is 988. That's what you need to text if you are thinking about committing suicide, or you know somebody else is talking about committing suicide, or if you are really, really sad or depressed and you need someone to talk to. They can connect you to the proper resources. Okay. Call that or text that number 988, or call the National Suicide Prevention hotline. Okay, you can call that. All right, y'all. I be up here rehearsing how to say certain words. I told you that diction and that brain part, that part of the brain that deals with that, is a little off right there. Okay. And it's been with me for the longest, since I was a kid. That's probably another reason why I was scared to go on stage too, you know, because if I mess up, you know, people are going to be like, girl, get off the stage. But anyway, y'all, that's a whole other story. But anyway, y'all, I'll talk to you later. Again, I'll do another video sometime this weekend. We'll do part 2. All right. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share, thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and donate to Shades Tube, $ Shades Tube on Cash App for our end of the year soccer fiesta event. All right, which is going to happen on December the 31st, 2022. We need all donations in before Thursday of this upcoming week. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. You know what I'm about to do. All right, so let me go ahead and do that. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Y'all know what I'm about to do. I'm about to turn that music up, y'all. Let's turn that music up. Y'all ready? While we walk. One thing, guys, before I get ready to let y'all go, I forgot to show y'all this one video that I did get permission to use from a TikToker. He wanted to give you guys some information, and I want to let y'all hear it because, like I told you, I always forget stuff. So I'm going to play this video before you guys, and then I'm going to head on out. Okay, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and do that for you. Let me go ahead and play this for you guys. Let me turn that music all the way down. Let me stop that real quick because I want y'all to hear this. Okay. Wait.
Needing help and asking for help doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you soft. It makes you human. So if you ever feel like you need help, reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody. It's okay to not be okay. But we got to get to a point to where we're working on being better and being okay. Have a great day today. Love and light.
Let me play him again for you guys. Wait.
Hey, love and light, everybody. Hope everybody had a great day today. This message is going to be for the brothers. You know, brothers, suicide rates among black men are some of the highest among any other group. And so I want to let you all know it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to suffer in silence. Needing help and asking for help doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you soft. It makes you human. So if you ever feel like you need help, reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody. It's okay to not be okay. But we got to get to a point to where we're working on being better and being okay. Have a great day today. Love and light.
With that being said, guys, this is his TikTok. I think it's showing up on there. I don't know, but I'll leave that information in my section down there so you guys can go on TikTok and check him out. Okay, guys, have a great day, great evening, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Take care now.